Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Victoria and I'm a beginner crocheter, and I have been crocheting only for over 2 months now, so it's still a little bit new to me, but I do feel like an advanced crocheter and I can't wait to share with you all that knowledge that I've got through all of that time in my experience and learn through this process together. So today we're going to talk about 5 crochet tips I wish I knew as a beginner crocheter. An absolute beginner crocheter, I should say. So number 1 would be how important it is to count your stitches. I was actually shocked. There's so much time I would have saved if I was counting my stitches earlier in time than doing it in the last moment or not doing it at all. So definitely count your stitches. If the pattern mentions that the stitches should be divisible by 3 or by 6, pay much attention to that and double check always before continuing, and you will save so much time, I promise. Number 2, I would say, is I wouldn't read the pattern and I would jump straight to it. Always read the whole pattern before you start, sort of plan it out in your head before you actually get on it, especially if it's a written pattern. There are some keywords or some key things that are stated later in the notes that you would not have known unless you read the whole pattern from the beginning. So I will say this is a major thing for me. Now I study the pattern first before I actually start and get on that and then figure it out along the way. It's better to sort of be a planner than a doer. Of course, it's good you're a doer because you don't procrastinate, but you should definitely have a plan before you get into it, and that's going to save you so much more time. Number 3, knowing when to frog your project. Frog, of course, is undo, so sometimes we need to undo the project when we find a mistake, and that's something I wish I knew how often that happens, how easy it is to make a mistake, and how to fix that. What tip I would give is basically try and check your work as you go. So count your stitches, read the pattern so far, and check your work while you go. And when you do spot a mistake, of course you're gonna make mistakes. That's normal. Everybody makes mistakes. The moment you spot it, it will be better to frog that project to fix that mistake, like 90% of the time. Maybe sometime you'll find a mistake and you think, oh, actually I can save it. Maybe I added a stitch there, I'm gonna decrease it later on. So some mistakes are salvageable, but there are some mistakes that are not really salvageable. Or you spend so much time and energy and money into the yarn and into this project, and when you discover a mistake, you'll just know it's there and it's gonna bother you. So it's like almost always better to just go back and fix it. Even after you finish the project and you maybe slip stitch or anything, you can go back. Like, that's something really great about crocheting, is that you can always go back and fix it. So that being said, go back and undo it. And if you're really frustrated in the moment, like, that's super normal. I get frustrated all of the time, especially when I'm like, okay, I'll do this and I'm done. And then I realize 3 rows ago, 15 rows ago, I made that mistake. I would say take a break in that moment and then really think it through. Like, do I want to keep this mistake in here, or is it going to bother me? 90% of the time, it's going to bother you. So go back and fix that mistake, and then you'll feel so much better in the end when it's perfect. So that's my tip number 3. Tip number 4, and maybe the most important for me, that I'm definitely a victim of, is don't go too soon into big projects. I know you're excited, you're learning how to crochet, and you want to immediately go into a super hard project. You want to make a shirt, you want to make, I mean, not that shirts cannot be beginner friendly, don't get me wrong, but when you go into that big of a project, you are a beginner, so you're more inclined to mistakes, you need more time, and you learn also through experience. So basically, it's gonna take you a long time to finish it, and you will overcomplicate it for yourself. I would say the best way to begin is to do some dishcloths, learn the different type of stitches, and how to build straight rows, because in the beginning everybody adds or decreases stitches and then the projects look wonky. That's because of lack of experience, and this is something that you're gonna understand while you work through it. And I know nobody wants to start with dishcloths. I can't sit here and say that I did. I started with a headband that is not even a headband, it's terrible, and then granny squares, and I do recommend that. Try through granny squares, start to understand how to build that, as so many projects are built based on granny squares. Test your tension, try different stitches, do dishcloths, and then do some headbands, some scarves, and then move forward. Headbands and bandanas, sorry. And then move forward to doing a bigger project. Tip number 5, it kind of brings me from this point to the next. Buy cheap supplies first. You don't know if you're gonna love crocheting. You don't know how it's gonna go. Don't go and buy super expensive yarn for your first project. Your first project, it's probably going to suck. Like that's the reality of it. That's the process that we all go through in the beginning. I bought from Action, it's here in Europe, like a $1-2 skein of acrylic yarn in a bright color. That is also something that I recommend. Don't buy dark because it's hard to see the stitches. Don't buy chenille yarn. I don't know if I pronounced it correctly. And maybe tip number 6 along that line, don't do amigurumi first. Don't do a plushie as a first project. It's way harder because that fluffy yarn, you can't really see it. So don't do that first. Do a 4-weight yarn, maybe acrylic cotton blend, maybe cotton. That's fine. I also did in that top and cotton viscose blend, and the viscose, it's super silky and shiny, and the yarn was splitting. That was really hard. I don't know why I did that to myself. It's because I didn't know. So basically this video is for you to not make the same mistakes as I did. And start with that. Start small and keep working till you get it right. And that brings me to the end of this video. Let me know if you like this video and if you would want a part 2, because I have so many of those tips as I did those mistakes myself, and I can recommend you what some of the first projects could be or some more of those tips. So please, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe for future videos like this one. And see you in the next one.